So this video here will apparently teach me how to pick a character in Street Fighter 6. Like all of you, I'm sure you're excited about the game, but you don't know what character you're going to use yet. So I thought, what better thing to do than watch this video right here together and figure out together what character I'm going to be maining in Street Fighter 6. Hopefully it's good. The video is by Event Hubs. Based on the amount of views it has, I'm hoping they know what they're talking about because I need all the help I can get. So without further ado, let's get into the video. Stay till the end to find out which character I'm going to be choosing when the game finally comes out. Let's watch this.
The highly anticipated new Street Fighter entry is on its way as Capcom is preparing to launch Street Fighter 6 on June 2nd. They've now shown us a little bit of what all 18 starting roster members
18 characters.
But do you know which character you want to main yet? With so many choices, it may be a little intimidating to try to select any particular fighter to start with, and so we've decided to put all 18 under the microscope to give you an idea of what you'll be getting into with each one. Are you more of an aggressive player who wants to rush down and engage constantly? Maybe you like hanging back and forcing opponents into making frustrated mistakes with strong defense and zoning. Perhaps a blend of both is best for you. Whether you like fireballs or footsies, taking big risks or playing it safe will help you find the perfect character to gel with your play style. Please like and subscribe, and let's jump right into it with the first and most iconic Street Fighter ever, Ryu.
So before it begins, let me make it clear. My main in Street Fighter 4 was Ibuki, and I like using Evil Ryu and Sagat, but mostly Ibuki. Street Fighter 5, Ibuki again. Before Ibuki was in the game, I would use Nash. So to clear that, I like to be the rushdown type of guy, and occasionally I like to play from range, because Nash wasn't really rushdown, but he had these moments. Ibuki, straight rushdown. So currently, let's go into that as rushdown. Secondly, we can't proceed in this video without giving it a like and subscribing to the channel. Listen guys, when a guy tells you to subscribe to the channel, you have to listen, especially when it is well put together. It's not easy to put together videos like this, so show some support when you can. With that being said, like and subscribe this video right here and now. Alright, cool. Ryu, let's go.
This is the character most people start with when they jump into most any Street Fighter. He's recognizable, relatively intuitive to understand, and balanced, making him both a decent choice to main as well as a good starting point to help you see where you might want to specialize later.
That is true.
He's decent at many things, but not necessarily amazing at anything. He uses fireballs and uppercuts to control the space, but isn't a zoner. He plays plenty of footsies with his low forward and confirms, but isn't necessarily a neutral character. He has decent pressure options and great combo damage, but isn't...
Wait a minute. Who is describing Ryu? Like, this guy, someone needs to hire him as a commentator or something, because the way he's hyping up Ryu right now, this is next level. Man's making Ryu sound like a Champions League, like, champion, literally. Wow. If you're from the UK, you know what Champions League is. I don't know what I'm talking about. Of course you know Champions League. Even if you're in the US or wherever you are in the world, I'm hoping you know what it is. But if you don't, that's basically the biggest form of football, like, I'm sure you know. But yeah, whoever's talking about Ryu right now, he needs a contract, because I need to hire him to speak about me like this, the king of games. Imagine having this guy talk about you on your wedding day. Come on, bro. This could be my best man.
Primarily a rushdown fighter. You really can't go wrong with Ryu. While playing him, you might find you appreciate his wealth of approaches and balanced style, or you may find yourself being pulled in a particular direction, and perhaps you'll want to gravitate toward a character who's more specialized as a result. And that brings us nicely along to Ken, a fighter who looks a good bit like Ryu on the surface, but is very much his own character. Though he has the same basic kit featuring fireballs, uppercuts, and hurricane kicks, Ken is much more about going in and getting the party started himself than his more balanced and patient counterpart. Sure, he'll use his fireball as an answer to projectiles.
What's the thing about Ken is he's always been so like cool and flashy, and personally I think this is the coolest that Ken has ever been. Like this whole Soul of the Flame, that song is incredible. The way he fights is just so cool. The flames, like, for the first time ever, I want to use Ken. I've never wanted to use Ken before ever, but now I want to use him. Like, let's keep watching the video, but damn, they're doing a great job with Ken in Street Fighter 6. I'm not gonna lie to you.
as well as to pester from afar from time to time, but Ken really doesn't like hanging back for too long. Instead, people who use this character will be much more about making their opponents feel constantly afraid in the neutral as they threaten with the potential of Ken's multiple means of pouncing suddenly forward.
Nice.
Opponents will naturally begin to get antsy and stick out attacks to try to stuff Ken's advances, which is where his strong whiff punishing game comes into play, as Ken has great tools for hitting stray limbs and converting set hits into big, corner-carrying damage. Once he's in, Ken is all about sticking on foes and pressuring them until their life
This
bar
is the king of the
completely
shimmy.
empty. A good character for those with an offensive bent who don't mind peppering just a little bit of clever patience to remain unpredictable.
Literally, Ken is the
Another
king of the shimmy.
franchise non-negotiable, Chun-Li maintains her perfect Street Fighter record since her debut in SF2 as a strong but intense neutral character here in Street Fighter 6. She has a lot of horizontal control with her longer reaching limbs, graceful movement, strong conversions, and a mediocre fireball to help out. She can make many opponents feel almost hopeless as they try to go toe-to-toe with her in the footsie game, and thus urge them to take to the skies where she has good but specific anti-air options.
That's actually
Chun's
very
strength
good.
is also her weakness.
Like what she's done just there, where she threw the I'm just gonna call it Hadouken because I don't know his actual name. I think it's like Hashing Shing. I think that's what it's called. Don't cancel me, guys. Like I don't know what it's called, so I'm just gonna go with Hadouken. When she does that thing, she can literally follow it like down to a T. Look at this. She literally followed it for bare long.
As they try to go toe-to-toe with her in the footsie game, and thus urge them to take to the skies where she has good but specific.
That was one of her super moves. That makes sense. That makes sense. I'm thinking you can't just be whipping that out in neutral and following it. That's like low-key cheating. Not even low-key. That's just straight-up cheating. So it makes sense that takes away one whole meter.
Anti-air options. Chun's strength is also her weakness, as she has many tools and is a technical character who has not one, but two stances with different moves in each to master. Players will have to quickly identify and execute the right sets of tools at the right times for any and all situations. She's a character for those willing to put in the time to learn to juggle many pins at once, but as a result, they'll become potential tyrants of control in the neutral
Chun-Li
game,
is just
as
too
Chun-Li's
beautiful.
ability to play footsies looks to be among the absolute best
Look
in
at that.
Street Fighter 6. By the way, as you may have noticed, we're going to be using the term footsies a lot here, and so if you aren't exactly sure what that is, we made a quick 101 guide to this very important and foundational part of fighting.
And it even came up in the corner.
Link to that video in the description below. And
It even came up in the corner.
Understanding of exactly what it is we're talking about. Feel free to take a quick look.
Guys, this video was so well put together. I swear down it was. Like, there's no way you can watch this and not find a character after. They're breaking it down perfectly, and we're only 4 minutes in. I'm highly impressed. I'm not gonna lie to you. Guys, if you're watching this, please go to the actual video and like it and subscribe to their channel as well. Even though they have way more subs than me, this is like fantastic stuff.
Look and then come back after. Next up is our first brand new character in Jamie. Jamie is a footsie-based fighter who primarily wants to catch his opponents with one of his many decent pokes, but has an interesting twist from there. Instead of trying to get the most damage or pressure out of his initial hits, Jamie can instead use these opportunities to drink from his hip jug to level up and become a stronger character. You see, Jamie begins each round with restricted access to his arsenal of moves and only deals 90% damage on his attacks, but gains a 5% damage buff with each successful drink and gains gradual access to his full kit.
I did not know that. So Jamie goes into the match nerfed, and you have to drink in order to get to full power. That's kind of cool, because the more he drinks, I know that he gets more moves under his toolkit. I've seen that, but I didn't know his damage actually goes up to like the normal amount it's meant to be. That's quite cool. I'm sure also when he's obviously at the maximum amount of drinks where his hair falls down, all that kind of stuff, the combos that are coming out of this guy are next level, the damage is going to be next level, so it makes sense for him to be nerfed at the beginning. I like Jamie, definitely one of the contenders.
Which includes useful maneuvers such as a dive kick, command grab, target combos, and more. He requires a good bit of work in terms of memorizing the right combos for the various drink levels he can reach, and doesn't seem to have the best tools for getting through fireballs beyond the global mechanics the game offers. But he also might be the best fighter in the game if and when he reaches level 4. As such, Jamie
is Shimmy King as well.
For those who enjoy relying on footsies, are willing to start from behind, and love the feeling of earning and using new advantages in real time. One of Street Fighter's most beloved and sometimes hated characters is back and potentially better than ever. Cammy was one of the last to be officially revealed, and we only recently got developer footage of her that gives us an idea of how she'll play this time around. She's still the extremely fast rushdown character she's traditionally been, but it seems Capcom is going out of their way to ensure that she won't be the problematic offensive powerhouse that she's been in the
Is that
past.
how they're feeling?
Cammy might be the
I
most
might have to
fleet
rewind that real
problematic
quick.
traditionally been, but it seems Capcom is going out of their way to ensure that she won't be the problematic offensive.
Why did they do that? Nah, that's what I mean. I said this in my last video. Why are Capcom doing this? Nobody stretches like that. Nobody stretches like that. Look at that. Why is her back arched like that? Like, what you trying to get into? Huh? What you trying to get into?
Powerhouse that she's been in the past. Cammy might be the most fleet-footed member of the roster and rapidly take the fight to her foes from the ground as well as from various angles in the air. Cammy aims to overwhelm foes with sudden and vicious advances that, even when blocked, are advantageous for her. She appears not to hit quite as hard in Street Fighter 6 as other roster mates, however, and that means she may have to land a few more openings than others to net wins. Cammy is very much for players who want to zip about the stage at high speeds, constantly threatening offense and creating openings by overwhelming and surprising opponents.
Nah.
One of the most popular
Nah.
non-Street Fighter 2
I'm not gonna
characters
pause
is
it
back
again,
for her
but
third game
you guys know what
in a
I'm talking about,
Jury
man.
is a neutral controlling beast in Street Fighter 6 as she utilizes her quick walk speed, decently far-reaching normals, and her slow-moving fireballs to make opponents feel like they're never comfortable at any distance from her. Her unique gimmick is that she can charge up stores that enhance her specials, widely leading to more damaging combos when she lands hits. She may struggle a bit with zoners and fireballs, but does have universal tools like drive impact and parry, as well as her dive kick to get through them. Jury is for players who enjoy playing heavy.
The thing about Jury is, and I'm listening to her song a lot more now, her song sounds so much better in action when she's actually like in the match. I remember saying that it's not my cup of tea, but in the game, I know it suits her a lot, but seeing it in action while she's fighting, it just sounds amazing. I'm not going to lie to you. On top of that, she's very much a rushdown character. You know, I told you I made the Buki in the past. So, Jury's also a contender. Who knows, innit? When the game comes out, of course, we'll have to test it out for sure. But right now, Jury might also be one of the people.
Footsies and neutral in a style wherein they first set up their offense and then execute upon it.
She's just too
Revealed right
psychotic.
alongside Jury was Kimberly, a high-flying ninja very obviously evolved from the
Originally, when Kimberly was first announced, I thought she would be my new Buki. She might still be, like really and truly, because literally a ninja. But then I found out that she used the same fighting styles guy from Street Fighter 4. Even though I like that guy, that man like Profound Sadness. Like that guy is hilarious. If you know about Profound Sadness, you're a real G. But nonetheless, I don't know how I feel about Kimberly right now. I'm not gonna lie. Like, let's see what they have to say, but we'll see.
behind Guy. Kimberly is all about cranking the knob up to 11 and ripping the damn thing off as she's very quick and can run forward, leap forward, and suddenly alter her approaches from either the air or the ground to throw off opponents' attempts to anti-air or stuff her. She'll overwhelm foes who aren't ready for her multitude of advancing maneuvers and go to town on them with elaborate and high-flying combos that carry them to the corner where she then gains access to gnarly mix-ups with her delayed explosion spray paint.
It's crazy because I said what I said, but at the same time, in Street Fighter 5, I remember that I also used Zeku, and I liked Zeku quite a lot. And if I'm not mistaken, Zeku is the master of the Kage Bunshin or whatever it's called, their fighting style. So that's actually very interesting.
All is that she doesn't have the best reach in neutral, and thus is encouraged more toward gimmicky approaches to get in close. Don't get me wrong, these approaches work a lot of the time as people are never going to be ready to stop every one of them at every given moment. But at a certain level, Kimberly may be more dependent on her opponents not being ready than on her own abilities to honestly make things happen. Play Kimberly if you're all about offense and like to try to force your will on others.
Okay.
Blanca has long been a character unique from almost everyone else on Street Fighter's roster. He can
One thing I know for
propel
sure
himself
is
forward in rolling
Blanca's not
ball
going to be the
attacks that
character I
can be performed
use.
at various
I know that
angles,
for sure.
Electrify his body to effectively turn himself into a hazard, and in Street Fighter
People that
6,
use
he
Blanca
gains the ability
are a different breed. Like, anyone that uses Blanca is a different breed. That's all I have to say, because, yeah.
to toss out an electrified Blanca-chan doll that will march toward the enemy and shock them. Blanca has traditionally been a character for those who like to venture a good bit off the beaten path, and has such different abilities from everyone else that he's often designed more as a weaker troll character as opposed to one expected to consistently win tournaments. If you're the kind of player who likes taking advantage of zany abilities and catching opponents off guard with next level strategies, Blanka might be the right choice for you. It's been a bit since we last saw DJ in Street Fighter 4, but he's finally returned with a new and improved arsenal of moves. He's primarily a zoner as he's got multiple fireballs, including a fake to frustrate foes and goad them into jumping forward. DJ also has great anti-air specials to take advantage of said jumps, which is the usual for him. Now in Street Fighter 6, however, DJ looks to have more offensive potential as well, boasting a few ways to move forward via attack like his EX Sobot kicks, which also...
Do you know what's so funny, yeah? Street Fighter 4, when I first played that game, I was going through every single character, finding which one I want to use. DJ was actually one of the people that I thought was going to be my main character, because his uppercut literally vibrates as he's punching you. Like, doing it right now. Do you know how cool that is? The don't like... Come on, bro. How can you uppercut someone and hit them 10 times in a single uppercut? It's a violation. He's uppercutting you to the rhythm of the beat. Like, it's a violation. And now in this game, he's finally seeming like a viable character. I'm hearing quite a lot that he's quite cheap. His fireball game is incredible. His uppercut literally hitting you 10 times. Like, I'm curious about DJ. Definitely going to be one of the contenders I might choose.
Also can be faked, as well as a command dash. We have to assume DJ will be most effective as a zoner, but right now he looks like he may be able to thrive on both defense and offense. Players who like to zone 7% may be able to thrive on both defense and offense. Players who like
Did Donnie just lean back and come back with it? Donnie just went and came back? Nah. DJ, is that how you're feeling? Say no more.
70% of the time and rush down the other 30 may find DJ as their best pairing. Next, we have another brand new character entering the franchise as we see Marissa, a hulking, slower, and powerful character who's all about landing huge haymakers
that move is so rude.
Fearlessly forward with armored advances. She looks like a character who will initiate offense, but may need to take a few swings before one of her heavy-hitting attacks actually lands. When it does, Marissa is doling out tons of damage, and thus foes might be preoccupied with ensuring that they keep on the move and out of committed attack animations that Marissa can take advantage of. Those who go too hard at her will likely be overpowered as she absorbs incoming hits with her armor, and so her game plan might revolve around using her potential to scare foes into retreating back to the corner, a place that you never want to be in Street Fighter 6. Marissa is a character for those who prioritize swinging for the fences, but in a calculated manner. It may take a few tries, but when she catches you, it's gonna hurt.
I love characters like this. Like, in other fighting games, I usually like to use like the big characters. Like Dragon Ball Fighters, you see how people use like Broly, and Broly. I like characters where they're so big, you can run away from them for bare long. Yeah, you can keep poking them. But when they get you, when they finally get their hand on your leg, or your arm, or your head, it's long for you. Like, you can run as much as you want. When I catch you, that's it. So because of that, Marissa's looking quite interesting for me, because never in a Street Fighter game have I ever gone with the bulky character. But again, who knows? This might be the game.
Back to the Street Fighter 2 originals, E. Honda returns with his usual arsenal of sumo-inspired techniques.
Again, E. Honda, I'm not using him either. I know that for sure.
Zip up at an angle and come straight down with his butt slam and slap the crap out of opponents with the aptly named 100-hand slap. Honda is first and foremost a character designed around...
Shout out to Mike Ross. I have to throw that in there. Excellent Adventures is one of the greatest shows I've ever watched on YouTube. On top of that, that new show he has with Jean, I'm liking it a lot. So, shout out to Mike Ross.
Standing his ground and making it difficult for opponents to try to open up his defenses. Thus, he's often referred to as a turtle character. He won't always be making the first moves, but as opponents drop their defenses to try to go on the offense, Honda has plenty of heavy-hitting attacks that suddenly shift the momentum forward in his favor. This is where his newest technique, Sumo Dash, shines as he moves forward with a traditional sumo shuffle that can be followed up with more pressure or a launcher. This is a character for players with a sense of patience who enjoy using their opponent's momentum against them.
Okay.
Manon is an interesting new take on grappling as she combines relatively longer limbs with command grabs for a style that looks to be effective from short to medium ranges. She has an interesting level up minigame in her design as her command grabs become increasingly strong as she lands them, helping her dole out more damage throughout the match as these level ups don't go away between rounds. She can land these...
So every single time she grabs you, her grabs do more damage. That's actually very, very cool. Like, again, Street Fighter 4, I used Abel for a bit, and Abel is really fun to use. Like, again, one of those characters where you can run away the whole match, but when he grabs you and gives you that swing, it's long, because then he can get you into the vortex, the mix-ups, all of that. But it all starts with the first grab. And Manon is like one of those characters where she's like a female Abel, if you know what I mean.
Not only from the ground, but also as juggles after certain anti-air hits. Players using Manon will likely strategize by hanging out in the mid-range, aiming to whiff punish opponents and pull them in with her vacuum property target combo that will reel foes in close and force them to guess whether or not she'll use her advantage for a command grab or for a strike. She also has Drive Rush as well as a gnarly sweep and a far-reaching overhead to suddenly pounce when foes clam up. Play Manon if you're more about waiting for or goading foes into making mistakes in the neutral and taking advantage of them, as well as if you enjoy exploiting momentum-based level-up systems.
Okay.
The new big bad guy...
What's so funny is that character right there, I have a friend that literally, she would be perfect for him. His channel called Jerome. He hasn't uploaded for a while, but when he uploads, make sure he knows to use that character, Manon, because that is for him.
Is an older, more stoic character in JP. Street Fighter 6's antagonist is a zoning type fighter who would much rather take you out from a distance.
The cheapest guy I've ever seen.
That allows him to take control of the entire arena from all angles. Players who enjoy frustrating their foes with games of cat and mouse will likely appreciate JP, as he has abilities that include creating void tiers at various places on the screen from which he can manifest deadly energy spikes or suddenly teleport to for surprise advances or retreats. He can create...
This guy is literally a boss character. He's literally a boss character.
Energy eruptions on the ground, as well as send out ensnaring projectiles horizontally, meaning getting up close to him to deal any damage will be a real challenge. JP can still defend himself reasonably well at medium ranges with his cane swinging normals and kicks, but would prefer to be fairly far away unless he's in the middle of doling out a combo. This is a zoning character for those who are confident in their abilities to play mind games and stay one clever step ahead of opponents, but don't mind being slower on their feet and less effective while on defense. The Yoga Master from Street Fighter 2 returns with his trademark long limbs,
unfortunately,
and the
Dalsim will never be my guy.
Dalsim is very much a zoning character who wants to keep foes frustrated.
Whoever uses Dalsim, saying this right now, I don't give a damn. If you use Dalsim in Street Fighter, you're a coward. I don't give a damn. Like, this guy, he literally has coward written all over him. The guy's limbs stretch full screen, he can teleport to run away, and he throws fireballs that move super slow. All I hear is coward. All I see is coward. Behave yourself.
Rubs away bits of health bars while thwarting forward advances. Dalsim seems
I don't want to see this. I don't want to see this.
Become an old warrior and nightmare to try to get close to. Following Dalsim, we have yet another world warrior as Zangief, the Russian wrestler, is back and quite possibly more unique than he's ever been. Zangief is capable of emptying huge chunks of health bars with his trademark command grabs, but his traditional approach of getting in close and staying there doesn't seem to be as much in the cards this time. Zangief has many strike attacks in Street Fighter 6 that net him decent damage and knock his foes
Zangief
back.
is such a cool character in this game.
Neither these nor his command grabs give him much in the way of continued Oki or wake-up pressure. The character seems to be more of a mid-range fighter now, with command grabs playing more of a...
Like, I could be wrong in saying this, but from what I remember of Zangief and all the Street Fighter games I've played, he always gave me the impression of somebody's dad that just happened to be good at grappling. But for the first time, I feel like he feels like a wrestler, you know what I mean? Like, he's giving me a wrestler's vibe, where he has sauce, he has riz, you can tell that he's about his wrestling life. Whereas before, if you told me it was someone's dad, that he just gets angry and suplexes them, I would not be surprised.
Specialized part in his kit as opposed to the full foundations of it. Zangief has always been a fighter made for more patient players who are willing to trade health for opportunities, and while he still does have some of that in his current design, he now looks to play a more nuanced game of neutral footsies with command grabs serving as very powerful cherries on top.
Ooh, yes, flex them muscles, boy. No homo.
The last brand new franchise entry on Street Fighter 6's launch roster is Lily. Clearly inspired by Street Fighter II grappler T-Hawk, Lily seems to be a mid-range character with a decent
I remember
balance of
T-Hawk as
risk and
well.
reward. Her war clubs give her a lot of range on normal attacks, which she can confirm into specials when she nails opponents with them. Like many others in SF6, Lily has a means of enhancing her abilities by storing up wind-clad stocks. When she's got one or more of these stocks, her specials become more powerful and allow her to be a bit more bold. For example, her Condor Spire becomes advantageous on block when it's enhanced, meaning she can use it to easily get close and then threaten
What
with
in
a
the
strike
world
or
is
command
this?
grab mix-up. You don't want to miss or whiff her attacks entirely, as she seems to have a decent amount of recovery, but as long as you're making contact with your foes, Lily seems to have great potential. Play Lily if you have moderate patience, enjoy dueling opponents with footsies in neutral, and have a particular affinity for hit confirming. The penultimate character on this list is none other than Guile. There are no two ways about this one. Guile is back, and he is up to his old ways of throwing tons of sonic booms in every single round.
I respect this guy so much, but he can never be the guy, man.
Type character
He can't.
who specializes in keeping opponents at bay with his extremely effective fireballs and anti-airs. These obvious strengths are somewhat balanced by the fact that Guile is a charge character, meaning users have to hold down and or back for a very short while to build up a charge in order to perform moves like his Sonic Boom or his Flash Kick. He still has some great normal buttons as last resorts when foes get in closer than jumping distance, and
it's so crazy because with the whole new modern controls, I feel like charge characters are going to be such cheap characters. People like Gao, that I don't use charge characters in it because I just have to keep it real with myself. I'm not good enough to use charge characters well. I've never tried to, but personally, that's my reason for not using it. With modern controls now, let's be serious now. Gao only has like what? 2-3 moves. A spinning back fist, Sonic Boom, and Flash Kick. As far as I'm concerned, modern controls would be perfect for him. All you need to do is be ready for the Flash Kick or the Sonic Boom at any time, and the anti-airs. Like, stop it, man. Stop it. He's not going to be fake. He's going to be a cheat with modern controls, basically.
Have the ability to put on some decent offensive pressure should he choose to try to go in. When it comes down to it though, players who enjoy using strong defense and amazing zoning tools to usher their opponents into making ill-advised moves will thrive with Guile. And finally we have Luke, the protagonist of Street Fighter 6.
It's not going to be Luke. I'm not going to just end the video right there. I'm not going to end it right there because I already know full well that I'm not using Luke. That's not happening. But yeah, after seeing all those characters, I personally feel like the character I'm going to main in Street Fighter 6 is probably going to be Manon. I'm not going to lie to you. After everything I just saw there, it's going to be Manon because I like her footsie. She has a good amount of range. She has the command grabs that I like. And I want to try something new. You know what I mean? I want to try playing that patient game. Even though I said my friend might use Manon as well, but who knows? If I don't use Manon, I'll probably use someone like Ken or Lily. But right now, I'm going to say it's Manon. I like her quite a lot, not going to lie to you. But yeah, guys, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up for me. I'd very much appreciate that. Leave a comment down below which character you're thinking of maining. And subscribe to the channel because all the support helps, guys. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subs as soon as I can. And then from there, 10,000, 100,000, a million. Let's try and be the biggest and the best. Hope you have a great day. Peace.